Hello, gardeners! Today, I wanted to talk to you about the scientific method. I'm sorry, what is the scientific method? Oh, hi! Great question. The scientific method is a step-by-step process that scientists use to learn new things about the world. Some amazing discoveries have been made because of the scientific method. Marie Curie was able to discover radium, which is now used in cancer treatments. NASA and its scientists have sent astronauts to the moon. And recently, because of the scientific method, scientists have been able to create a vaccine for the coronavirus. Wow, those are amazing discoveries. Thanks, scientific method. There are 5 steps that all scientists use in every good experiment to organize their experiment. It first starts with an observation and a question. All the plants I see around me grow in soil. Do plants really need soil to grow? The next step is to create a hypothesis. What? Fair enough. Maybe you've never heard that word. A hypothesis is a testable statement that could answer your question. Oh, so my hypothesis could be, if peas are grown in potting soil, they will grow taller than if grown in rocks, clay, or sprinkles. Exactly. You created a statement that you can now design an experiment around. Your question was, do plants really need soil to grow? So now you can create an experiment to see if different plant mediums, like potting soil or rocks or clay or even sprinkles, impact the growth of a plant. Next, you need to predict what you will observe if your hypothesis is correct. You also need to identify the independent variable, the dependent variable, and constants. Oh no, you've lost me again. It's okay. Let's break it down. An independent variable is the thing you will be changing in your experiment. In your case, the independent variable is the planting medium, like the potting soil, the rocks, the clay, or the sprinkles. A dependent variable is what you will be observing in your experiment. You're observing how tall the pea plant will grow. So your dependent variable is height. Let's use inches. You can think about it like this. The independent variable will cause a change in the dependent variable. Oh, I think I understand. So the different planting mediums that I choose will change how tall the pea plants grow? Nailed it! Hooray! But you mentioned something about constants. Thanks for reminding me. A constant is a variable that must stay the same in any experiment. Imagine if you had different planting mediums and different amounts of water. You wouldn't know if the changes you observed were due to the planting medium or the water. Awesome! I think I'm ready to start my experiment to test my hypothesis. Me too! Let's do it! Okay, we're ready to do our experiment. Let's first review our question and our hypothesis. Our question is, do plants really need soil to grow? And our hypothesis is, if peas are grown in soil, they will grow taller than if they're grown in rocks, clay, or sprinkles. I'm actually going to add one more potting medium, cotton, to our hypothesis. So our final hypothesis is, if peas are grown in soil, they will be taller than if they grow in rocks, clay, sprinkles, or cotton. All right, I have 2 helpers who are gonna help me out today. Sam and Owen, come on over.
Hi!
All right, Sam and Owen are gonna help me plant all these things. So first things first, guys, we need to put our different potting mediums or our planting mediums into these pots. So Owen, I want you to put some soil in both of these pots and make sure you put the same amount because remember, we want to have the constant. We want to have the same amount. You do it however you want. Sam, you go ahead and pick which one you want to do. Now we're gonna add the peas. I've sprouted these peas, which means I soaked them in water for a couple of days. And that way we know that the seeds are capable of growing. So Owen, you're gonna put 2 pea seeds in each of these pots. You can just plop one right in there.
Like that?
Yeah, perfect.
There
you go, here's 2 more.
Man, this is hard. There, I put them in.
Great, all right, let's make sure everyone gets tucked in. We wanna make sure that we don't let them dry out. So we're gonna make sure we have a layer of each of our planting mediums on top of our seeds. All right, boys, thank you so much for your help. Now we gotta let these grow and see which one grows taller.
Yeah!
How long are they gonna go? That's a great question. I think I'm gonna see what they look like after 2 weeks.
Where are they gonna go?
I'm gonna put them in a sunny window. They're gonna all get the same amount of sun, the same amount of water, the same amount of space, the same temperature, and we'll see what they look like after 2 weeks.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, all right, so you can all see that each of these pots has the same peas. They just have different planting mediums. That's our independent variable. And after 2 weeks, we'll see how tall they are, which is our dependent variable. We'll check back in every day and see how these seeds look. Bye. Here are our seeds in their spot by the window. I'm gonna give everybody a drink of water. Everyone's gonna get a 1/4 of a cup of water. And I will just keep checking back on these every day and see what the growth looks like. Say, good luck, plants. Here we are, day 4. And look, I see a tiny little sprout popping up. Hey, it's been 2 weeks. It's time to see how our plants did in the different planting mediums. But let's first review our question, our hypothesis, and our variables. Our question was, do plants really need soil to grow? Our hypothesis is, if peas are grown in potting soil, they will grow taller than if they're planted in rocks, clay, sprinkles, or cotton. Our independent variable was the different planting mediums, the soil, the cotton, the rocks, the clay, and the sprinkles. Our dependent variable was height in inches, and our constants were sunlight, water, temperature, and space. All right, let's go see how they did. Okie dokie, we are looking at our results and seeing if they support our hypothesis. And I'm pretty amazed that only the soil had any growth. Look at how dried out the rocks, the sprinkles, the clay, and the cotton seeds are. They are just all dried out. So we said we were gonna measure for height, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure with our ruler here. We're gonna measure in inches. So this guy is about 4.5 inches tall. This one is about 4 inches. And this big guy is, let's say 5.5 inches. So we had some really nice growth in the potting soil. We had no growth, no growth, no growth, no growth in the rocks, sprinkles, clay, or cotton. And I think I have an idea why. Before I get into the why, I first want to say our hypothesis is definitely supported. We thought that potting soil would have better growth than any of the planting mediums, and for sure, we had the best growth in the potting soil. So hypothesis supported. Now a scientist does a conclusion. That means they really think about the results. They think about how things could be different. They think about maybe why the results were the way they were. So I have been thinking, I think these seeds were really dry. I watered all of them in the same way, in the same amount. But check this out. When I water the cotton, look what happens. All the water came out the bottom. What about the clay? Ah! Sprinkles. Slower, but definitely comes out. Rocks. Ah! Soil. Look at that. Hardly any water, just one little drop came out. The soil is able to hold the water in so those roots can get a nice drink. All these other planting mediums didn't hold any water, and those plants, or the seeds I should say, dried out. They couldn't live. All right, so now it's your turn. I want you to do this experiment. What other potting mediums could you use? Or planting mediums, I should say. Maybe you should use some different seeds. Maybe you could try even different plant needs. You could grow some seeds in darkness. You could grow them in the cold. You could grow them, I don't know, in the refrigerator. All cool experiments that you could do. Please let me know any thoughts or questions you have. Please let me know if you do this experiment. I can't wait to hear about it. I'm so proud of all of you. I miss you all so much, and I really look forward to seeing your faces.